Doesn't matter who you are, what you do, or what kind of dog you have, Flyball is the sport for you. Welcome back, guys, to another Flyball and Friends interview. Today we have another person from the UK, and she's been playing for quite a long time, being very young. Without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, welcome, Robyn. I'm so glad that you could take time out of your day to be here with me. If you could introduce yourself for everyone today.
Hi, I'm Robyn. I'm from the UK. I live in Oxfordshire and I play flyball with the Mad Mutts flyball team. I've been playing flyball since I was born, so that's 23 long years. I currently have 11 dogs. We've got 8 racing and 3 retired. So obviously they're getting a bit older towards their longevity. Hoping we're going to go back after lockdown with 8 racing dogs, but age isn't on their side, unfortunately, so we'll have to see what we can do. Thankfully, as a perk of my job, I'm a canine hydrotherapist, so I can luckily keep them nicely maintained and fit as they go.
That's fantastic. So when did your actual parents start racing flyball?
So my parents were founder members of the British Flyball Association. So when they decided to form an actual association here in the UK, they were members 79 and 80. So since BFA started, which I believe is 25 years ago now, they've been playing.
That's awesome. So at what age did you actually start racing a dog?
So the first dog I ran, I was 6. It was our friend's dog. She was a little terrier and she was known for being quite a little minx with people, but me and her, for some reason, we bonded. And thankfully, I got to run her the end of her career, which was always a delight, little bracken. Had a passion for height dogs ever since, funny enough.
That's awesome. Now, did you do anything else before you started running a dog?
Obviously, we did the stereotypical ball collecting, one of the most important jobs if you've got ball-obsessed dogs, but also original BFA members will know that I'm quite renowned for getting lost. Had quite a few search parties looking for Robyn lost at shows.
That's awesome. Now, being younger in the sport, is there a life skill or maybe an attribute that you have learned from taking from flyball?
It's definitely got to be social skills and confidence. I feel what everybody says all throughout my life is that you're very mature for your age, you're very mature. But it's just come from being in an environment which is safe to just be so accepted, and everybody talks to you like a person as opposed to, oh, it's a 15-year-old kid, she doesn't know what she's doing, when actually got a lot of people respecting what we know. And obviously, I don't think many 18-year-olds, when they first pass their driver's test, are happy to drive up to God knows where in the UK. But obviously, I've learned, well, I'd like to say I can navigate around the UK. Probably would get lost a few times, but it's definitely given me some navigational skills as well.
That's awesome. Now, is there anything you would recommend to someone starting out in flyball?
Do it. Definitely do it. So even if it's a family of 4, it's a great environment for the kids. Again, going to be great social skills. If you're in your 20s and you're just looking for a fun group of friends, again, you're in a safe space. The main thing is, I'm assuming it's probably going to be your number one passion, but everyone around you loves dogs. So if you love dogs, it's the place to be. And like I said, it's from all age ranges and it's suitable for everyone, really. It's all inclusive and safe. Find a team that you're comfortable with, but also not one trainer has all the answers. So obviously every dog's different. Don't be afraid to dip and dab between trainers. Obviously there's all sorts of amazing seminars out there that you can go to with different people highly recommended in the sports, but I think it's really good to take bits of information from each one and sort of obviously personalize it. So some dogs need work on ball spitting, so not every person's going to have the best answers for your specific dog. So I think it's really key to dip into a few baskets, see what really works for your dog. Trial and error as well is a big thing. Obviously my different dogs work for different things, so it's always really good to find out what ticks, and one trainer might not have that suggestion, whereas another might instantly go to it. So it's always good to have a little feel about.
For sure, that's a good way to put it. Now, do you have a most memorable dog that you've ever got to watch, or that you've gotten to watch play flyball?
So this is really tricky because, he's been named twice so far. So I'm sure as you watched Joe and Jeanette's video, they've brought up Asher, Natalie Bryson's old man who unfortunately passed at the start of the year. He has led the pathway for so many amazing collies. Currently in the UK, we've got some like unbelievable collies. I know over there in America, your collies, they've always been amazing. But currently we've got like Poppy, Autumn, Dare, Dizzy, we've got all these collies that putting the border whippets, you know, make them run their worth because they are amazing. And Ash has definitely paved the way for all of them, bless him.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's definitely a favorite dog over there. Everyone seems to bring him up. So
he's
it's
a
awesome.
legend in his own, unfortunately. You know, it's a grave loss when we all lost him, but he's left his legacy here.
For sure.
Bless him.
All right, now, at what age do you usually start your flyball training for dogs?
Well, a similar answer to everybody that said. Obviously, drive work as soon, you know, the interactive stimulation as soon as they're puppies. If you're getting from a flyball bred litter, they're going to be using, you know, tuggy works, toy exchange, everything like that. The puppy games that really build the foundation work between you and your dog. Physical stuff is when they're starting to muscularly and skeletally mature, because we don't want to cause any damage to growth plates. But definitely, like Kath said before, it's all about creating that bond with your dog. So it varying from age. And obviously, if you get a rescue, you might be rescuing one at 12 months, so you haven't got the delay of waiting for that like skeletal development. However, you might need to build that bond so much more because you haven't had them from the start. So that might delay things a little bit further. But yeah, really, from day dot with the foundation and bonding.
For sure. Now, how long does it typically take to train a flyball dog for you?
So this for us is well, how long's a piece of string? Because back in the day, I got my Annabelle. She was a year and a half at the time, so straight into training because she could. She took 3 months before she started competing, and then another dog in our team, we got him at 8 weeks old. So we, you know, had all the effort to put in, and he finally raced his first race when he was 4 because he was unsafe. He slammed the box and he just wouldn't. There was no elegance to his way of racing, and we were worried for his safety, I have to say, because he's a big dog with a lot of power and speed, and he just wasn't safe. So yeah, Ty didn't come out till we cracked him, and now he runs sub 4. He's in the top team with us, and well, he's one of those rock solid dogs. So he was definitely worth the wait, because if he'd come out unsafe,
yeah,
he might be racing now. So yeah, he's a very good boy now, bless him.
That's awesome. So how often does your team practice?
Once or twice a month. We'd love to do weekly, however, we're quite spread out. So we've got team members in Hampshire all the way through to Coventry. So again, like everybody said, it's nothing like you Americans. You guys travel to all ends. For us, that's probably about a 4-hour gap between the two. Thankfully, the training's in my village. As my mum's the team captain, we're quite fortunate with that. But unfortunately, with COVID, we train at a Riding for the Disabled centre. So obviously they've had to prioritise their clients and everything like that. So we have been full shut down with question of when we can go back, because again, we want it to be safe for them. It's their building they use. So once, twice a month if we can, but at this current time, it's been too long, far too long. February, I think.
For sure. Now, is there anything at home that you do to help with flyball?
Just foundation work and the drive work. So we get our owners doing recalls and stuff like that, tuggy drive work, but physical flyball, so shoot work, box work, jumps, lane work, we only save that for training purely because I like to make sure it's done perfect. And so if I'm not there, I feel like, what if something goes wrong, and we don't want to ingrain any bad habits. So having all eyes at training just means that we know we're going to be doing it right.
For sure. Now, how often would you say you go to tournaments then?
Varying. So I think last year we were averaging like once a month. We can do 2 a month, but our shows are quite far away, so we have to make sure that we don't, money-wise. And obviously you want to get training in between as well. So if we go to 2 shows a month, we train twice a month. That's every weekend used up. So yeah, once or twice a month, depending.
For sure. Now, how far would you say your furthest travel would be for flyball?
It varies. So I think like the furthest we have gone myself is to Scarborough, which took me 7 hours, because that was the week I passed my driving test. So freshly out of the lane, and I was straight to Scarborough. So that took me my time. But yeah, I think it's verging about 250 miles. So it's not the biggest distance, but averagely it's at least 150 miles, I'd say.
For sure. Now, do you have outdoor tournaments in your area?
I do. Yeah, there is some going on. Obviously, we only race indoors, so I'm not as up to date with what's going on outside. Obviously, we like to support all sort of team hosts around here and lend a helping hand. There we go. And then we can obviously help support them. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the outdoor circuit is, but I do think there is still quite a lot in the Midlands of the country, and it's quite popular around there.
For sure. Now, do you have a favorite tournament that you like to go to besides any of the championships?
It's probably going to be Oswestry. So that's just on the border of Wales. It's run typically by the Storm Chasers. It just always seems to be a really laid back, relaxed show. It's not the most glamorous building. It's not the biggest of venues. They've got a very nice bit of dog walking area. It just always seems to be, you go to Oxford Street and you just see the friendly faces. It's always just a nice atmosphere. Nothing special about it. It's just one of those that just holds a little place in your heart.
For sure. Yeah, there's always those tournaments. That's good. Now, what would be one of the most important things you learned when you first started playing flyball?
Just that it's a safe space. Like, without shaming my parents, I was passed around from person to person when I was little.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're in the ring. Can you look after Robyn? Don't lose her. Yeah, it's just been one of those. I've had the most wicked childhood of my life, because we didn't go on the big holidays and the fancy trips to America. We went to Flyball every weekend back in the day, and so I've just had the most safe, enjoyable childhood any child could ask for. Really, it's been amazing.
I hear you. It's the exact same over here with me. Our family vacations included flyball tournaments.
Yeah, we'll go to Anglesey for the week, so they can do back-to-back flyball weekends. That's good with me.
All right, now what exactly do you like about playing flyball?
I love the racing. Obviously, we do it for the racing, but the social side for me, so my sister had an unfortunate event. They're supposed to go on holiday and they got stuck at an airport. And like that, a flyer would have said, "Don't worry, come stay on my couch." I feel like anywhere in the country, I've got a friend I could lean on, just some sort of connection. And it's nationwide, absolute nationwide. So it's just that the social friendships I've built is, well, second to none. Couldn't ask for it any better.
For sure. That's 100% right. Now, out of all your dogs, or maybe even a dog that you've raced of somebody else's, is there one that stands out for more than others?
Yeah, you're not supposed to have favourites, obviously, but it's got to be my Annabelle. So she's my soul dog. We rescued her. Well, technically, we were fostering, obviously, one of those fosters. Because our friend's nan couldn't have her anymore. This lively little 1.5-year-old terrier, and my sister brought her home, and I said, "This is my dog." That was it. She's my dog, and for 12 years she's been my rock, my absolute best friend. She's for our measurements, she's 7 inches, so she's a tiny little terrier, PB of 4.4, and she's given me 12 years of best time, absolute best time. She's got me for some hard days. She's always there wiggling her little butt. I was going to bring her up so she could be on camera, but she just played with toys all the time and be a pain. And last year at the Champs, she raced again, which I was bawling my eyes up. And the best thing was that she actually won the division for her team. So not only did she returned with a bang. That's
awesome. Well, congratulations on bringing her back. That's an awesome story. Now, is there somebody out there, or maybe a team out there, that you love racing against?
I couldn't pick a specific person. All I ever really want from the racing is it to be close and some banter. I love it when the two teams are engaging with each other. You know, when you get like, oh, we're pushing them, they're getting lights. That sort of environment is just what I thrive on. And if we're like, okay, these changes is make or break. If we get late changes, we've lost it. I like that sort of environment, and the vibe I get is just, that's the best racing you can get. That's why obviously national championships, the divisions are more tight, and obviously because there's more attending. So there's always got some really good close racing. It happens to be that obviously out of all the teams in our country and our league, we've got loads going on. 2 years in a row we've raced similar teams, and again, Flying Scots, my goodness, you want to race them, come over and play with them, because the atmosphere that you get with them is brilliant. They're Scottish, so they're hilarious by nature, as you know. They're always really good with their banter, and they just make it a race worth fighting for.
That's awesome. Now, is there a team out there that you haven't been able to watch yet that you would still really like to?
I'd have to say it's got to be one of the American teams. I think just the pure speed and technique of the dogs over there, I think it would blow my little brain, I have to say. It'd be something quite special to go and watch, and hopefully 2022 I'll be able to get a little taste and have a little look what's going on.
That would be fantastic. Now, do you prefer starting or passing?
Starting. Annabelle I can pass with because she's really regular going out. However, I've got my border whippet is one of those that can either sometimes go through the gate 100% straight, or he might slow down, and then it looks like I've done a really bad changeover, and actually I know I did it perfect. My dog's held back a little bit, or he goes a little bit sideways. So yeah, but he really loves going start. There's a dog, Lupin in Tails Who Win. He's gone start against a lot, and Lupin, he's one of those that really bow into when they're ready, and Herbie just loves racing him to the gate and beating him there. Well, he doesn't. Lupin normally wins. He thinks he can beat him. But yeah, he really vibes off going start. So yeah, we tend to start.
That's awesome. All right, now what would be one of your earliest memories of Flyball?
So going back to getting lost. So when I believe I was 4 years old, we're at a massive county fair show, so loads of public and all that massive thing. I wandered off to go find some baby chicks that I'd been taken to see previous that day, and they had to shut down the whole showground, so nobody, even Joe Public, wasn't allowed to leave the show because somebody had wandered off. And I vividly remember being marched across the field by one of my team members that found me over his shoulder and being plonked in front of my crying mother. And from then on, team members walked me on a lead to make sure they didn't lose me again. Yeah, yeah. The original BFA members will remember Robyn going lost at Stoneleigh.
That's crazy, having to shut down racing to find you. That's good.
Not just racing, they shut down the show. Everything was shut. The gates were locked and nobody left. Police everywhere just for me.
All right, now, do you have another favorite memory of Flyball, whether it's on or off the racing lanes?
It's a Flyball related one. So again, back to my little Annabelle. So she 2017 we won the champs in Division 9. So for our little team, Division 9, that's good for us. But we did it with a team of the best dogs. So we had Ollie, who was verging on 12 at the time, Annabelle, that was 9, Barley, that was 9, and my sister's little collie, Spice, that was 3, and Maisie, who was our backup dog. We won 5 for 5. We just whooped it all. And so for a team with such mature dogs in it, winning the champs and coming out 5 for 5. Again, we raced the Flying Scots that race. The one to win it, we raced them. So again, the banter was there. It was amazing. But yeah, that's got to be one of the best memories, going out with our old dogs and just owning it. 5 for 5. Happy days.
For sure. Now, do you have any personal goals playing the sport?
So we aren't the fastest of teams. Obviously we like to play, but my main thing is keeping my team and my dogs happy, and the happier we are, the happier the dogs are. Obviously, like we said, the bonds, and so we just go out there to make our dogs the happiest possible dogs we can, just make sure that they're having fun, they're having safe fun, and just make whatever makes them tick. So my dog, he loves his tuggy, but will he bring a ball back with his tuggy? No. So we've improvised and we've used treats, which he loves just as much, and we're going back to the tug, but it's just making sure whatever makes a dog tick and making each one as happy as they can be.
For sure. Now, do you have anyone in Flyball that you look up to as a mentor, whether it was when you were first starting or continuing to this day?
Obviously, it's got to be my parents. They brought me into it, they've showed me, but they've also always, thankfully, I've had the dogs that have always wanted to run in the top team, and they've never minded the 14-year-old being in the top team that might get the odd light, because I'm still 14, I still get nervous. But they've always just let me have the confidence with my own dogs, and just they take a lot of time and they take a lot of respect with me with the training part as well, because I'm a little more athletically built. I do a lot of the training side of things, which they always let me do, and they just always supported me in the sport, and just letting me take ownership of what I'm doing, and obviously they've taught me all what I know, really. That's
awesome. Now, do you have any hobbies outside of playing flyball?
A typical tired 23-year-old, so I like hanging out with my dogs. I like chilling and watching a film and just doing nothing for a day. Obviously I work quite hard, it's quite a physical job, and obviously with the hydrotherapy side of things, a lot of lifting and stuff like that, so my days off I like to just chill a little bit and just make some time for my dogs. Obviously I love treating everybody, all my clients and stuff like that, but it's just prioritizing having time with my dogs to make sure they're getting all the cuddles they need.
100%. All right, well, that's all I really have, Robyn. The only thing left now is if I could get you to challenge someone to do an interview with me. You have anyone in mind?
So I can think of two lovely ladies. I would like to nominate Lisa Bradley from the Flying Scots. So she is just fantastic, bubbly young lady that I think's got a lot to say. And also Christina Opperman with Watsons, because she's all-round fantastic dog owner and team captain. She's just one of a kind. So I think they'd be really good to see what they think of UK Flyball.
That's awesome. All right, well, thanks again, Robyn, so much for being here. It's been amazing getting to meet you, and hopefully at some point we'll see each other on the racing lanes real soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks again, Robyn. It was great finally getting to meet you and getting to hear all your stories. If you guys are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, or if you just haven't hit that subscribe button already, make sure you do so. Make sure you hit that notification bell just to make sure that you get notified when any new videos drop. If you guys would like to check out my Instagram, there is a link down in the description. And if you would like to check out some of my merchandise, we just have a new website up and you could check that out. There is a link in the description below. If you guys would like this video just to show some support for the channel, and also leave some comments down below of anything that you would like to hear maybe on the channel, or maybe some new ideas, that would be great. If you guys would like some more information on Robyn's team, there will be a link in the description below. If you guys would like to also learn more about flyball, if you are brand new to the sport, or if you just want to find a team, there is plenty of links in the description below. Until next time, guys, see you then.